The single-season home run record was broken. 5,694 long balls have been hit this season, and we still have 2 weeks to go. 2017, are you impressed or concerned that the single-season home run record was broken in MLB?
I'm generally a skeptical person, so I do get a little bit concerned. I look to a couple different things for why this record could be broken this year. One is got to be, obvious. If it harkens back to the steroid era, then maybe guys are juicing again in a different way. I get emails from Major League Baseball, I would say average 3 a month, about minor leaguers who are testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs because they are not protected by the union. So I can't be so naive to think that guys aren't still doing it in the majors. Guys are still getting caught in the majors, right? So maybe that is part of it. I also think, though, that maybe guys have just stopped hitting for average and are starting to hit for power, because I think that even guys who are, you're seeing smaller guys, more compact guys, we were talking before, the maker, Jose Reyes is hitting home runs. Guys who are used to seeing put the ball in play are now swinging for the fences, and so perhaps some of that calculus they're doing in their head is like, I might as well swing and miss. The numbers bear out that this could be better for my team than to be hitting for average.
I don't think it's ever a bad thing when there are more home runs in Major League Baseball. The speculation has really been about the balls more than the players this year, and whether the balls are juiced. Now, the testing has gotten more rigorous, and if you look at the guys, they don't look like the juicers that we remember of yesteryear, right? The Aaron Judges and Stantons of the world look like just physically impressive athletes. When back in the day, you could tell with McGuire and Sosa and all those guys walking up to the plate with hat size of a equator, right? That was still good for baseball then, and I think even though it hasn't individually captured the imagination, overall, I think it's good for the sport to have emerging young stars. I just mentioned Judge. Very likely, he is going to break the record for single-season home runs at Yankee Stadium. So none of that I can spin negatively, because we're really kind of searching to label guys as cheaters or something along those lines. I don't think that conversation's actually out there.
Is it searching, though, or is it starting to just get smart? The fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Especially maybe I'm a little close to it because I've made this my profession, but after you see so many people testing positive, you never thought were going to, maybe you have to stop being so shocked anymore. You mentioned the body types. Well, D. Gordon from the Marlins, I would have never thought had the body type of a steroid user, and he gets popped. So, I always believe, and this has become cliche, that the cheaters are always going to be ahead of the testers. It also doesn't really make a lot of sense like it did during the steroid era. It doesn't really make sense to really come down so hard on the cheaters. It was the players themselves who wanted the drugs out of the game.
Yeah, and the other thing about it is the anger and the assault on the records has already happened. That's over with. So I don't know if people care the same way they did when Maris's mark fell. That may be done with.